All right, hello Garrett. Welcome to the screencast of your essay. I am going to go through it and read it out loud. I'm also going to show you some places where you can go ahead and fix them just to make it sound better, to bring it up to a higher level. And I'm also going to show you some ways that I grade it. So let's start with grading. It seems you have a nice heading, except for one fact. You typically will do June 2nd or June 2, 2014. Putting both just isn't appropriate. I can see that you have a question as your title, which is acceptable because it's a title. I like that you capitalized all of it. But I can already see that you have a question in your introduction, which is not something that we have been doing this year. Because there are certain ways to do it, but most people do not do it well. I can see you're italicizing your pieces of literature and capitalizing them. That's great. You can go down and go down. I can see we have a contraction, so all of these should be changed to was not. I can see that you're doing present tense for the most part. But you do switch into past tense, so make sure that you're picking one and sticking with one. This particular essay, we did not say that you needed to stay in the present tense, but you must choose one and stay there. You cannot go back and forth. I don't see a topic sentence on that one. Okay, so because in your because in your thesis statement you have the shadow of the wind first, the shadow of wind must be your first body paragraph. The fact that the Odyssey is second should go second and Ender's Game should go third. I can see you are correctly here citing using a parenthetical in-text citation correctly. The one thing we haven't talked about is these long quotes need to be separated. They actually need to be tabbed over. You can see you don't have any extra space or any extra space down here in between this sentence and this sentence, but it does need to be separated because it is more than 4 lines long. But I only see one quotation in that body paragraph, and you should have 2. Now this is also about Ender's Game. I'll get back to it. That's also about Ender's Game. Seems there's something wrong here. You're going to need to go back and work on this. I'm going to give you a grade for what you have here, but I'm going to only read to you your introduction and work through your introduction. So here we are. From the day that a person is born to the day that they die, they are on a journey. No, not Journey the Band. This journey is called life. I think I would just take this out because it sounds like you're trying to be funny, but it's an essay. Everyone will go, how about on this journey? But the real question is, how will this journey change people? But the real question is how we can do it like this. Instead of having a question, so you take out the question mark, the real question is how the journey changes people. That's better. In these 3 books, what books? Here we go. You haven't yet introduced the books, so you cannot say yet in these 3 books. You can say in literature, the theme of journey appears by changing who the characters are and how they go about life. That is fine. Is this your definition of the theme of journey? Because it shows, I'm seeing that that's how it impacts the story, but you want to make sure that you have a definition of journey in your introduction. Okay, in Ender's Game, written by Orson Scott Card, you can see Ender change. Okay. Readers, changes to readers, can see Ender change for the better or worse. Which one? Is it both? Change. You can just say change. If you can't decide if it's better or worse, then just go ahead and take that out. Readers can see Ender change. Maybe you want to say they can see him change on his journey to manhood. I haven't read all of Ender's Game, so I wouldn't be able to tell you how he changes, but you want to be specific there to bring it up that level. Okay, while reading the pages of The Shadow of the Wind, Many characters change to adapt the journey they are on. Okay, but usually the characters are not reading the pages of The Shadow of the Wind, so find a way to rewrite that sentence to be more clear and flowy. And last but not least, take out the and. Last but not least, Odysseus changes over his journey. Maybe you want to say journey home to make sure he completes his goal of reinstating himself as the man of the household in the Odyssey. Or what is his goal? I'm pretty sure his goal is just to get home, but you want to decide what you think his journey is, or his goal is of his journey. In all three of these books, the reader experiences how the characters change from the beginning to the end of the book. The theme of journey changes who people are and how they act throughout these. Okay, maybe you want to say throughout The Shadow of the Wind, The Odyssey, and Ender's Game. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, when you have completed your essay, you are welcome to come and we can work on the rest of it. But I want you to be very clear that you should have 3 body paragraphs, because you have 3 separate pieces of literature in your thesis statement: Shadow of the Wind, Odyssey, and Ender's Game. There are ways to do multiple paragraphs for each book, but what I'm seeing from you so far is an essay about Ender's Game and how it changes him without enough textual support. So go ahead and do that and come back and see me so we can go through your essay. Okay, great job.